talk about what specific final cuts are going to be the hardest for Sean Payton and George Payton to make in the next few hours?
Well, they're kind of loaded at wide receiver, and there's going to be some tough cuts there. I imagine they probably end up keeping their two rookies, Troy Franklin and Devon Vele, but there's some solid wide receivers who are on the bubble. Brandon Johnson, Lil Jordan Humphrey, who both were on the roster last year. Jalen Virgil, who was on the roster 2 years ago. So receivers going to be tough, and cornerbacks going to be tough because they had some good young guys that have stepped up. I mean, Chris Abrams-Drain, a draft pick, I think he makes the team, but at the expense of who? Jamari Mathis hurt his ankle in Sunday's game. So, Sean Payton said it's not serious, but maybe he's a candidate for the short-term IR because, as you well know, there's a new rule that on Tuesday, the day of the cuts, you can put up to two guys on the IR, and they would miss they would have to miss just at least 4 games and possibly could be back after that. Previously, if you put a guy in IR before the final 53 was said, he was definitely out the rest of the season. So, that's added some extra spots for the Broncos. So you figure if they put 2 guys there, they're up to 55. Then they've got 2 guys that are going to go on the PUP list in Drew Sanders and Jalaron Turner-Yale. So, that's up to 57 they can keep. But everybody else probably then gets exposed to waivers or is outright released if they're a vested veteran.
Which of the college free agents, the ones that were not drafted, which have any of them looked good enough that they're going to be considered for a roster spot?
Well, last year the Broncos kept 4 of those.
Wow.
This year, Lavelle Bailey might be the only one with a realistic chance of being an undrafted free agent who makes the 53. He's a linebacker out of Fresno State. He was up and down yesterday. Both Sean Payton and he admitted he had 2 terrible plays on a late drive in which they resulted in gains for the Cardinals. They beat Arizona 38-12 yesterday. And then lo and behold, he grabs an interception and returns it 94 yards for a touchdown on national TV. And there's a massive celebration in the end zone. So he certainly has a shot of making it at inside linebacker. And he certainly got a lot of pub with his interceptions. So if he were to get waived, who knows? Another team might pick him up after that. But he's really probably the only one. I mean, Blake Watson is a running back who's going to be waived most likely and go to the practice squad most likely. Okay. But other than that, I wouldn't say there's any candidates for the 53.
Any surprising veteran cuts or trades, including maybe Samaje Perine?
Yeah, I don't think Samaje Perine would be a surprise. They didn't play him yesterday. Wouldn't be surprised if they're looking to potentially trade him. I mean, at running back, it seems like there's 3 guys that will keep, and that will be, of course, Javonte Williams, Jaleel McLaughlin, and Audric Estime, the rookie out of Notre Dame. And I mentioned Blake Watson going to the practice squad, Tyler Beatty going to the practice squad. Samaje Perine, if they can't trade him, he potentially could just be an outright cut because Estime, the rookie from Notre Dame, he kind of matches a lot of his skills. Not quite the pass receiver that Perine is, but they would save $3 million by letting Perine go.
Yeah, that's writing on the wall right there.